This exercise will assess the effect that chocolate may have on attitude over time through the Acme Attitude Survey. After completing the pretest, participants were given a large bar of chocolate. The survey was re-administered 3 more times, 5 minutes after the participant ate the chocolate, 1 hour later, and 4 hours later. Based on the data, is there a significant difference in attitude over time? If so, where does the difference occur? The null hypothesis states that there is no significant difference in attitude over time. The alternative hypothesis states there is a significant difference in attitude over time. Here we have our data. First, I will check the assumption for normality. Go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and Explore. Move each variable over into the dependent list box, and then check Plots, uncheck Stem and Leaf, check the box for normality plots with tests, and click Continue, and OK. Here we have our output. You scroll down to our test for normality, and in looking at the Shapiro-Wilks results, we see that for test 1, the p-value equals 0.433. For test 2, the p-value equals 0.463. For test 3, the p-value equals 0.328. And for test 4, the p-value equals 0.287. Since all p-values are greater than 0.05, the data is normally distributed, so the normality assumption is met. So now we'll proceed with the repeated measures ANOVA and check for sphericity. Go to Analyze, General Linear Model, and Repeated Measures. I'm going to change the factor name to time, and we're going to enter 4 as our number of levels. Select Add, and then Define. And then we're going to move over the variables in the order that they occur over into our Within Subjects Variables box. And then we're going to select EM means for estimated margins. We're going to highlight time and move that over into the Display Means For box. Check the box for Compare Main Effects and click Continue. Click on Options, select Descriptive Statistics and Estimates of Effect Size. Click Continue and click OK. Here we have our output. And looking at Maudsley's test of sphericity results, P equals 0.683. Since P is greater than 0.05, sphericity is assumed. Looking at our Within Subjects Effects results, we see that P equals 0.002. Since P is less than 0.05, there is a significant difference in attitude over time. Eta squared equals 0.21, which indicates a large effect. So we'll scroll down to the pairwise comparison to see where the difference occurs. In comparing test 1 to test 2, the p-value is less than 0.001, which indicates there is a significant difference. Between test 1 and test 3, p equals 0.147, and there is no significant difference. Test 1 and test 4, the p-value is 0.399, and there is no significant difference. In comparing test 2 to test 3, we see that p-value equals 0.010, and there is a difference. Test 2 to test 4, the p-value equals 0.005, and there is a difference. In test 3 to test 4, p-value equals 0.745, and there is no significant difference. In conclusion, the repeated measures ANOVA was used to assess the effect of chocolate on attitude over time using a pretest survey re-administered 3 times. Data was gathered on 23 participants using the ACME Attitude Survey. Mauchly's test indicated that the assumption of sphericity was met, where chi-squared with 5 degrees of freedom equals 3.11 and p equals 0.68. There was a statistically significant effect of chocolate on attitude over time between the 4 surveys. F with 3 and 66 degrees of freedom equal 5.68. P equals 0.002, and eta squared equals 0.21. Results show that attitude increased significantly from time 1, with the mean equals 76.57, and the standard deviation equals 6.38, to time 2, where the mean equals 83.87, with the standard deviation equals 4.99. Attitude decreased significantly over time from time 2 to time 3, where the mean equals 79.09 and standard deviation equals 5.73. Overall, the assessment demonstrated a significant 24.3% increase in attitude over 4 hours, suggesting that chocolate stimulates the brain. The large effect size, eta squared equals 0.21, suggests that time accounts for a substantial portion of variance in attitude. In moments of stress or fatigue, consuming chocolate can boost alertness and energy, enhancing mood or performance. Therefore, we reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is a significant difference in attitude over time. And that concludes this analysis.